what your school gives is what a lot of people don't, and other schools and apprenticeships, is that I'm able to keep working. I have kids and I have a lot of stuff to do, but I have the perfect schedule to figure out and continue making money that I need.
All right, so here we are, Apprentice Spotlight with Rina from Philly. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, thank you. How are you?
I am so glad. I'm fantastic. I'm so glad you can make the time. And so it's Rina, and then you'll have to pronounce your last name for me properly so that I don't mess it up.
Peseleva. Rina Peseleva. But please call me Rina.
Peseleva. Okay, Peseleva. I think I got it. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Thanks for being here. So, we're doing this Apprentice Spotlight. I asked the trainers and the apprentice coordinator as well, fill me in on some of the apprentices that are they're just making progress, and they look like they're just right on track or even ahead of schedule. And your name came up, which is great. I mean, it's actually a very nice long list, but you were right at the top of it. So I'm glad that we made the time. Thank you. And then you're a hairdresser, right, as well by training. Tell me about your experience in seeking a tattoo apprenticeship. I mean, that's why you found us and what you're doing with us. So there must have been a path to get there. What was that like?
Yeah, so I was actually looking at tattoo artists and how they started their stories. Most of them started as just they went to the shop, they maybe found someone they liked and followed them for a few years. But all of them been saying that it's kind of getting expensive because you pay for the apprenticeship, yet you're not being taught anything, not like composition, drawing, I don't know, nothing, nothing in coloristics. You just need to observe and somehow start tattooing out of nowhere, which I guess fine, people go through that, you still gain your knowledge if you want it or not, if you try. And I just for myself, as same as I did with hairdressers, it's hairdressing career, I needed so much education for me to start coloring hair, and I wanted that depth too. I wanted to know every detail possible, every, I don't know,
every little
types
thing
of artists.
As there's so many little things.
Yeah. I wanted to know different styles because I think the more instruments you have, like I don't want to be perfect at every style, but I want to do them well, all of them, because that way I can create something unique and take something from each one, So I was looking for that, and your school stand out. I don't know. I read, I think it was Instagram post that came up. I don't know. Everything just caught my eye. It was very friendly. It did not seem like a scam, which most did. You pay me, I don't know, 20,000, and in 2 years I'll help you to get a license. That sounded strange. I don't know.
Or 6,000 for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah,
plenty of those, right?
That. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't think anyone can teach me anything in 2 weeks, and especially get me to a tattoo live person. I'm like, I need a lot more training, a lot more intense education, and it's just rare to find. So when I came up to your website, I think you got it. I think you got what I want, and you do.
Cool.
I love it.
Awesome, and I'm glad that you found us, and I'm glad you did your research as well. Everyone does, because it's not a small commitment to say, all right, I'm going to spend the next year or so with this group. I'm going to do a tuition. I'm going to carve out so many hours. I mean, it's not a small commitment. And yeah, it's kind of the Wild West out there in so many ways. And I mean, especially in the greater Philadelphia area, and in most places, to some degree. And when we started this 12 years ago, it was even more of the Wild West. I mean, there wasn't anything like what we were doing. Nobody was willing to actually, break down the process and make it a curriculum and approach it like like a school that still had kind of the coolly edgy aspects of an apprenticeship, but yet you knew what was coming, what was next. There
But
was a
there is
path. There
education
was a there.
behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Versus, I'm sure you came across with people, they were like, yeah, pay me some money and you can hang out at the shop, but you got to be at the shop 8 hours a day for 7 days a week, and then
Yeah.
it's so many things, and it's just the state of what it is, right? And fortunately, the acceptance of tattooing has gone way up, which is so great. And then people like yourself who are like, okay, I'm not 17 living with my parents. I'm an adult. You're a parent, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a parent, and I want to change careers, and I want to do something, or I want to add to what I'm doing, which I think is kind of what you're doing. You should
Yes.
have the opportunity
Exactly.
to have a sane, thoughtful path that is clear and that makes sense and that works. Like, you should
And
be
it's
able to have
safe.
that.
I mean, what your school gives is what a lot of people don't, and other schools and apprenticeships, is that I'm able to keep working. I have kids and I have a lot of stuff to do, but
Mm,
I have the perfect schedule to figure out and continue making money that I need. You know,
that makes
that's
me
all.
so happy.
That's
Yeah,
awesome because
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
as you said, they usually require full day, basically for doing free work that where you're not actually studying anything, you're not
Right.
getting any knowledge out of it. Well, maybe
Yeah.
how to answer the phone and stuff like that, but not
Scrub a
really.
toilet, mop a
Yeah.
floor, wash a
Uh,
window, those things.
I
Those
don't need to
super
do
critical
that.
to
I do that at
tattooing.
home. I got two kids. I
Mhm.
have a lot of stuff to clean up.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So,
glad you're seeing it, and thanks for highlighting it. For yourself as an artist, like, where did that start? Like, where did it start for you that you first started drawing or first started getting into art?
oh, that I started drawing when I was little, actually. I always loved it. I think I went to so many classes, like, I don't know, wood carving, painting on wood, burning wood, and I don't know, portraits, charcoal portraits, and everything. I just loved art all the time. But when I was little, my mom used to tell me, like, why are you drawing? What are you going to be, an artist? So,
Mm,
that wasn't something that was supported. Uh,
mm. Did
but
you
I
like
still
draw on the
was
couch and the tables and the walls and things?
all the time, everywhere, like on
Right,
napkins. I don't
right.
know, whatever.
I find that so consistent. It's like, yeah, we're the people who are drawing on the leather couch. It really should not have been doing that. But that pen in the corner, that really looks cool.
Right.
Hmm.
I actually did that on a couch once, on my mom's couch. She
I
loved it.
believe it.
I used it with a pen because it was like a velvet dark couch and like
Hmm.
some sort of drawings, and it was getting old, and I'm like, I can redraw that with a pen. So I just repeated
Nice,
it. It
nice.
was nice. And when I decided to become a hairdresser, I got an education in history of art,
Mm,
where we were drawing too a lot, mostly portraits. That was just my interest.
mm.
And I don't know, art just always with me, especially like in hairdressing career. There's a lot of drawing, a lot of color education, and I was an educator for coloristics. So I don't know, that kind of all
Cool.
made sense when it came to the tattoo, the realization that I want to do it like that. I can, take a lot of skills that I already have and put it there.